What's up, guys? I'm DT Artman, and I'm back with another figure review. Just want to start off by saying Happy New Year to all you collectors out there, as well as everyone else across the world and in cyberspace. Today, we're going to be looking at the Hot Toys 1/6 scale Luffy figure from the Netflix live-action adaptation of the popular anime series One Piece. So, stick around. Let's get to the unboxing. Okay, first things first, let's take a look at the box art. As you can see at the top here, there's the Hot Toys logo here. There's the Netflix logo on the right. You have the title One Piece up here. You have a picture of Inaki Godoy as Luffy. And you also have the Luffy tag right here and the 1/6 scale collectible figure tag at the bottom here. And when you flip it on the side, you see the One Piece title here. You see the picture of the Going Merry here. You have Luffy tag right here. You have 1/6 scale collectible figure down here. Now, when we flip it on the back here, you get a look of a wanted poster. See the wanted sign up here, as well as the warnings and all of the merchandising information about Hot Toys and the Echo Base here. And you have the Netflix One Piece tag at the bottom here as well. When you flip it on the other side, it's the One Piece title, along with the Crossbones logo at the back here. You have a Luffy tag here, and you have the 1/6 scale collectible tag again. And you just have a picture of the sky and the sea overall. Now, when we open this box, give me a second. It's usually different from all the other Hot Toys figures. Open the box. You get a design of a map here. And then when you take this off, you get a view of the Luffy figure itself as well as his accessories. Oh, and when you put it on the, whoops, my bad. On the outside cover, when you put it up here, you get the, it's upside down, sorry about that. You get the Netflix One Piece tag right up here. And at the bottom, you get the same thing, but it's in blue. All right, now with that down, let's get to the accessories. All right, now that his accessories are laid out, let's take a look. These are attachments for when you want to pose him doing the Gum Gum pistol or Gum Gum Gatling or Gum Gum catapult. This is the leg attachment for when you want to do the Gum Gum battle axe or the Gum Gum whip. But you got to be careful, those don't bend. So if you try to bend them, they're going to snap. This is his straw hat, his iconic straw hat. There's a magnet attached to the bottom. I'll show you how that works later on. There's also a hair attachment here that you have to put on before you put on the hat. This is the Devil Fruit accessory, or otherwise known as the Gum Gum Fruit in the anime series. You have his standard issue, you have the standard issue Hot Toys base here. You see a One Piece, you see the Crossbones design here, and you see the title Monkey D. Luffy right here. That's his entire name, by the way. Those of you who don't know, but you don't know, so. These are his, this is his, standard issue display pole here that you put on the base. These are attachments to help keep the, extended arm attachments lifted up so they don't fold here. You also have the standard gripping hand right here, as you can see. Now, of course, most of you who collect Hot Toys knows what this thing does. This is for the rolling eyeball effect, where you reach into the, portrait head and twist the eyes to a certain way that you want your figure to look when you pose them. You have 3 sets of hands here. You have the open action hand here. You have another slightly closed or, little more dynamic action hand here. You also have the attack hands here for when you want to do a pose with the gum attack. And you also have the pointing finger hand, singular, for when he points out to sea, or, you know, when you want him doing something action-wise. You also have these attachments down here. These are effect attachments for the arms. You can also put it on the leg to give it more of a dynamic stance, right? You get 2 of these. And then you also have the standard issue instruction manual for attaching. Sorry, I lost my voice there for a second. You also have the standard issue manual for attachments, as well as warnings for being careful on posing the figure. Real quick, I forgot to mention one thing. You also come with extra pegs for when you break one's posing it. Just want to put that out there. Anyway, that's it for the accessories. Let's get to the figure itself. Okay, now that we have the figure out itself, let's take a look at the articulation. For the head here, you can tilt it up like this, tilt it down like that, twist it to the side here, twist it to the left, and then, you know, this is a good head sculpt of Inaki Godoy as Luffy. I don't know why people think this is not accurate. It definitely is to me. Anyway, you can move the arm up here all the way like this. Turn it so you can get a better look at it. Like this, see? And you could also bend the elbow about a 90-degree angle. And, you know, you can bend the leg here. Excuse me. Bend the leg like that, see? Make it like a 90-degree angle. And there's no ankle pivot for this, which kind of sucks, because you can, I wish we had a toe swivel as well, but can't really turn it. But, oh well, it's not a bad idea here. Just give me a minute to get this figure back up here. Come on. All right. Now, let me show you this cool feature here. I mentioned earlier during the accessories, there's a way to attach his straw hat onto his head. You take this piece right here, and then you put it on top of his head, like this. And you take this magnet here, this is for something else. And be careful when you're pulling the string down here. See? That's how you get the straw hat on top of his head. And now, if you want to put it like where it's hanging down, you take the hat off, and you take this hair piece off. Excuse me, it's hard getting this figure to stand up with just one arm. Now you put his regular hair back on here. You got to be really careful when you're doing this though, because you don't want to mess up the top piece. There you go. Let me pull this string down a little bit so it's not so tight around us. Excuse me. All right. Now, I know I've seen the articulation. Let's get to some poses. Okay, earlier I misspoke on the articulation about the ankle pivot. You can pivot left and right, and you can do it up and down at the ankles. You just got to be careful, though. It's not much, but you still have to be careful depending on the joints. Anyway, after looking at this figure and posing it, I got to give it about an 8.5 out of 10. And as far as the head sculpt, I give it about a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, but it's actually close to Inaki Godoy. And if you're a One Piece fan, I highly recommend picking up this figure. And that's it for this review. Check out my next one. And here's a disclaimer. Another disclaimer. I made a short about going into Toy Layer, picking up a figure. This was not it. This is the next one. So, see you for the next one. Peace.